Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, Whispers number 6 years.
Yeah. Now, material recently, I was shut down Kakra where some renovations been as especially for the fit of fashion. About
a fashion about renovation.
Oh, I see.
The 2 in your 1 or 2 years. Yeah, for free. I'm a 1 hour bar last year's now. No, but okay, Whispers, why as for free? Why BBD, what the BB account? Why in the I'm also in your Juma. Yeah, Ozzy and you of Babano. Basanaba,
Ghana is a culture of maintenance and is on Shadan. But if you are willing to do every year, be 6 years, every year be a renovation, it's a plus. It's a plus for you guys. Watch it.
On outside.
No, I
enjoy. You don't know here, no, Kiono.
Figures, I'm indulge you a bit. Activities are planned for fashion, one side, not then.
I think BBR are okay, and we are starting on the 1st of September to 8th September.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we are kicking the celebration with Asaase Jeans Party.
Oh yeah. Now preparations into them, particularly with the jeans party, no. What's the other jeans are now?
All the trendy jeans.
Friend. Misha normal offending. Batagariana Baha, Cherabasakum.
But the Carina Butumako Cantamanto. Where's more tracing be what more jeans back from film, Mamma?
Oh, okay. When you had the jeans, okay.
The refugees party.
We go, we're going with Batagarian Cambo.
Neither jeans or Batagarian.
Okay. After the jeans party now, and yes, I say collaborate here. After that, what's going to happen next?
I think on the 2nd we have Monday Fever.
Okay.
The 3rd we have Bakatui Bash.
Okay.
The 4th we having Party with the Landlords. I think we have
Party with the Landlords.
Yes, we have natives of Cape Coast. Yes.
Oh, okay.
We have our highest DJs, MCs that I think they are dominating the central region. So probably we're going to have a party with them.
Okay. Yeah.
On the 5th, we are having a fashion mask party.
We are doing it
at Asaase Radio. Okay. So just hide your face and come in.
Abantina better make it to me. Abazana work
them done a queue, Bessino. It's a select queue now, or they get to win.
Queue no, I have as a crowd.
What can read on them?
Queue is a letter.
You know you won't.
A movement. It's a movement.
The Whispers, they tell the story. So after hiding your face, whatever thing that will happen, it's a story.
Whatever happens in Lagos,
it's a story. Like we don't talk about it.
Okay. Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
And one queue, no.
Take out when you might be all right. So
I think on the 6th we're having Fiesta party.
Okay.
And the 7th we're having a Fashe Palazzo party. I think right after the Durbar and everything, we are going to party.
Okay.
And we will run everything up with car wash.
Okay.
I think on the 8th.
At the same space, Hona.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. On the 8th, and also we're having a Bonnie party on the 8th.
The Bonnie party.
A Bonnie party, yeah, sure.
A Bonnie.
All right.
Okay.
But then before I forget, we run as a restaurant too. So I think 7th we'll be having food bazaar.
Okay.
Both local and continental dishes as well.
Fante, phone as you know,
everything. Just name them.
I'm lying. Now all activities are well lined up for the entire 8 days. One bre.
Yendo.
Really?
Say eba 1st September na ejinema mazachi wenyim. Ibia be 8 and upper 9. Monday na we kwenfa. Asini be jineme nyumbra mazachi. And that nightlife in the ocean and work.
So you have the enough
I think central region as a whole.
Anyway, so one of the major things people look out for when you are visiting events, places like this, is security. How can you assure us that people who are going to be there in Cape Coast, our people will spend the entire 8 days of activities that were mentioned actually in US personal, they are secured?
Yeah, one security aspect, like one safety. On here, we working with bouncers with degree.
Okay.
Yeah, for one to do be brave. Elirima, we check if I had the able be on there. In you may be better than our young car park, a parker, we check my Ubia Hona. The minimum ya is out to ja. We've put it in place. I'll be okay with them side.
Okay, awesome.
You pay what when you are doing something. They might fibia or taban.
Okay.
All
right. So, Figures, I'm going to give you the last words. Anything you want to tell us about Whispers and what people should anticipate for the fashion period and probably even beyond, if there's anything else to share?
I think this time around, Whispers is doing something different from the previous years. Okay. This time around, we are doing Whispers Festival. That is musical and artistic concert, which features Mr. Drew and Quick Smoke. I think on Saturday evening. So I think Asaase Radio, you guys will come on board and.
We are always on board with you. Yeah, the Siamese twins.
They are on board. Yeah, for that one.
BBS, you worry. So events manager. Also, so last words. I was in a
it's not my brother. I can smoke the Drew in the airborne member one. But from Sunday to Sunday, you know, that's massive. Accra, Kumasi.
That's my special energy drink, Bio.
But we should be on you. Do I educate on all everyone? I'm most mobile. Welcome on our morning. No, be
open paving to a mine, because the young ones in our from Kakra and see.
Yeah, when in your manama show. Okay, that's a kill. That's massive. I know, but Kenya, okay, it's Zonando.
As a Nikili Jumana, because Kilon not assassin, I'm
feeling rough.
Yeah, like I understand him.
Yeah. On the Abashana, Odu, and I said, obey. What was bad, the Obi Manewa? You put no Obi Jananda Army Sunday about
77.
Embabium. On Yambo.
If you cure R. I did channel who are.
But I don't know how they want to time continue Temo. You want to play at Masbia.
Yeah. All right, thank you guys for coming through. Wish you all the best with the event. And of course, we're going to partner you till the end. Wish you all the best. Save Jenny back to Cape Coast. And me, I don't mind wish you all.
You know.
All right. So those were the executives with Whispers Tales in Cape Coast. I'm talking about Ohene, who is the event manager, supported by Tony Figures, who is assistant, and they told us about activities that are going to happen in Cape Coast regards to the Fitua Fashe, and of course, Asaase partnering them for all the event that is going to happen. All right, so we're going to take a spot of music. When we come back, the man Che Mensah is here. The deal for he being part of the Kingdom World Tour was signed right here on this platform, and so nowhere else he has to be but here. We're going to have a court and the lawyers and the judges are going to say what they have to say to him. Stick around, we'll be back.
Arts, culture, entertainment. Grandpa made it. Asaase Radio nationwide every Saturday from 1 p.m. with Yogo and Keely. I'm more than able. Walk to the valley of the ghetto, still I see no evil. Be a 1 man thousand, but some say why I never give up. Life no be sweet like choco. You can't run from the pain. I thought I pajana yabo triso. Obrama jinji sometimes to the fit make man go loco. Streetness when you say too good over how I you when this so bad my with tip the bone. The down on my strap it, one more mommy, how I run the street. 542 is on you, yeah me ball, yeah me put your strategy. No apology. I do myself and I don't do nobody. Who the cafe let them wear it. So me I'm but to tell my man. Me who they say my Radona. Me me team me show now me come. Some of them about Johnny and never heard you my dear bring me mocha. Check what in say all choressa. And the cap school them like a professor. To me I can't show. Give him a round of applause. It's a boy with too much ambition. Number one hustler in the building. I'm a senior casa. I've been winning. So they are me. Flow no think I want polish. Was so hard man, I lay over me. brother shit. We know they here. Yeah, anyhow, we know they here. On my back, I'm campaigning in FB has say, so we know they here. Now, go on, see us young for me, I'm a jument in a Memphis. They never know how man suffered, but then I came and I saw and I conquered. Give them. Ik mocht aan het ontstaan en ik kan het af. Dat was allemaal 100 minuten. They never know how man suffered, but then I came and I saw and I conquered. Give the caca to the vultures and let this slim niggas know we are watching. Can't you see your ballers, many boys, Nishi, I'm excelling the coffee. Reminiscing about days you I couldn't change my boxes. My chairman, if you don't be so chairman, yes, I win, I'm an order you by my. I know what street and I'm for me, I'm going to see your boy. My Joe, so yeah, man. Yeah, man, the media animal guys, so who's the many attorney, I'm a papa. Make us a woman, they do not want to ghost. Simon, I'm with too much ambition. Number one hustler in the building. Boom boom, number senior casa, I be winning. Boom boom, so they have me and not them to feel me. Boom boom, hey, boom boom, 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 I'm running head at 0.
All right, so synchronize your watches 2 minutes after the hour 2. It's Artsy live on Asaase 99.5, live in Cape Coast 100.3, live in Tamale 99.7, and Kumasi 98.5. We're national. We're about to have another conversation with a man known as Che Mensa. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the man.
Every tongue in heaven and earth shall declare your glory. Every knee shall bow at your throne and worship you. Be exalted, O God, and your kingdom shall not pass away. Oh, every tongue in heaven and earth shall declare your glory. Every knee shall bow at your throne and worship you. Be exalted, O God, and your kingdom shall not pass away. Oh, ancient of days.
Wow.
Okay, so you see, unfortunately, a couple of people here are not too comfortable because I'm quite sorry. Yoga is number one.
Gigo, I see you
Nene can't feel comfortable.
Deacon, Church of Pentecost, PRWC done so much.
Hey, relax.
I feel your both coordinates. My church is located at minus 1.002 longitude, comma 0.055 latitude.
I don't know, maybe if I give them some Sunday school song like under the canopy, under the canopy.
When yoga can relate.
My Savior will cover me, give me security under the canopy of God.
Come on.
I used to sing like this, so bad.
Really?
My voice, my voice is high at the point. Forgive me. Oh, Charlie. Che,
Big boss.
how's it been?
It's been good. I'm quite hungry though. I'm like, Charlie, then my mommy do choba for rush. For rush come.
Oh, by you for the by still the job for me in there.
Why not?
Why should you?
I think I get the reason why you started with at the beginning of the song.
Come, bro. But Adeku, I'm really excited to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you here. And guess what? I mean, we're all excited for you because right here on this platform, we're talking about Kingdom World Tour, and your dad was sitting right where Nene is sitting, and he made a request.
Yeah,
to Kenneth.
That's the OG right there.
Yes, then he was like, done.
Yeah, so he called me right afterwards. And was like, and you know the way my dad is, he didn't give me the chance to say, do you want to do it or not? So he just called me, you're on this show, get your band ready, thank you. And I was like, okay. So keep the dates open. Yeah, and I was like, okay, sure. So but it's an amazing thing. I think it's a dream come true, I think. Charlie, to be on the same stage with these big names,
Franklin,
bro,
Maverick City.
Charlie, it's amazing.
Yeah.
If they give me 2 minutes, I can do something, Charlie. I did at least though.
How's the preparation been so far for you?
Yeah.
But how have you been preparing for it?
I mean, we've been rehearsing. This is not a small thing.
Okay.
To be very honest, and I think I went to John Taylor Memorial Institute, right?
Okay.
I was in a school band, so there's a certain competitive side, which I don't really like.
Okay.
But I'm someone that really wants, if it's A, it's supposed to be A. So I've been on the neck of my, when it comes to music, so, and of course, because of my dad.
Okay.
But I've been on the neck of my people. So the thing is that we have a 15-minute set, we have a 10-minute set, we have a 5-minute set. So anyone that want me to do piano, we go do them. So we are set. Okay. We are set. Okay. We've done everything. My guitar too is with me, Charlie.
Yeah.
About say better a cappella cry, you know, say we go small there. So
anyway, awesome. But let's take you back a little bit. You once won the Vocal Artist of the Year.
I haven't won it yet.
You haven't won it yet.
They've been nominating him.
Okay, yes, the nomination
3 times, bro. And they buy Shada, they go down there 3 times.
Of one day.
But I mean, Charlie, of course. But to be nominated 3 times, bro, and then recently we just found out that we had another one with 3 Music.
Yeah.
So Charlie, that one.
Okay, so the nominations are out.
Yeah, we had best male vocal performance, and that's the one I've been getting since I started doing music in 2018.
Why are they not considering your lyrics also? But they're always looking at your voice only.
Be like the voice over them. Over them, not freestyle.
How did you get the voice? Your dad doesn't sing.
But the singing,
I know he produces.
So
one of his proteges is seated behind you.
Jam Master J. Yeah, I know him.
But how did the music come to you?
So I actually asked him this question because I didn't understand.
Okay.
And I found out that in our village, Agogo, there are lots of talented people there.
Okay.
I didn't even know that I was related to Amachi Dede.
I was about to mention his name because he said it in his song before.
Kofi B, Oforian Ponsa, KK Fusu, all these people. And the funny thing is I grew up with them too.
Okay.
You understand? Like in our house back in Adabraka. So I had no choice but to be good at music. And of course, I also learned, I also had like my vocal lessons. I still get vocal lessons from Niela.
Okay.
She's one that I won like twice, so it's fair that she'll be the one that will train me. So I'm still working, like I just started, So that's the thing.
How do you see the gospel fraternity as we speak right now?
Right now, what I love is that there's some diversity. For me, a lot of people know me. Kilu say she knows I'm an R&B guy.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to
your head doesn't even look like a gospel musician.
Charlie.
No, but that's a whole different conversation.
He's your mentor.
Yeah, the hair.
Oh, okay.
The funny thing is that I was leaving the house today. My mom was like, I think you should make it permanent. So I bet fatal pound. And I'm
really?
Like, a gospel artist? See the way she said
no, but
you see, so that's the thing. Like for a gospel artist, watch your jeans stop.
No, but that's a conversation for a whole other day because what is a gospel artist supposed to look like?
Well,
you know something. Let me just
sanctimonious. That's the word.
It
should be sanctimonious.
Hey, but who brought it about?
But you see, the thing is that I'll just say this and then we
the Bible said that James shouldn't do in person.
Oh no, you should look at your dressing. I think some part of it.
Okay, so let me explain this, right? Yeah. So let's see the gospel fraternity as a house, right?
Okay.
We have the in-house staff, and we have the people that go into the bush to go and bring things to the house. See, we like the bush people. Because if we count the street up, you see we like this, you go feel relate plus we better. Because the thing is that you see a guy like me standing here and I'll go to church and I'll go and lead worship. So be like, oh, I judged you in the beginning, I saw your hair. But people don't know. Do you know some of Marvin Sapp's songs that are out? You know Marvin Sapp, right?
Yeah.
He's a big gospel artist.
Yeah.
They were written by R. Kelly. So you go talk, say don't go listen.
But even he started from the church. Same with Whitney.
Start from church.
They all started from the church.
But you can't actually look at me and say, this guy.
Yeah.
You started from the bush.
Yeah, we are bush boys. Yeah. But at the gospel fraternity, we are doing so well. We have really, really good songs out now. We have people like Luigi McLean, Kofi Owusu Pepra, Ife Grace, all these people, myself, doing amazing things. So Charlie, we did top. We're on course.
There's always been this thing I hear often when it comes to the music awards. Table of men pushing for their own. But at a point in time, there was some sort of, I don't know, you know about the Table of Men, don't you?
Yeah.
But your yeah
is suspicious.
I don't talk about the Table of Men.
Oh, why?
Oh, they are very, very good organization. They've actually helped a lot of gospel musicians, but yeah, are they still together?
You're asking me.
I
thought you are in the fraternity.
I'm in the fraternity.
I wanted to ask you a question about
you
them.
go fit school, but I don't know some courses.
That'd be all.
I mean, so please you consider. You said the Table of Men.
I was going to ask you whether you're also getting the support from them, just like they do for others. So, for instance, the governor supports for one artist, a gospel artist, to win Artist of the Year. They did it for Dana Hamilton. They did it for Joe Mettle. They did it for PCA Esther last year, but it didn't work out. I mean, they do all that. So I just wanted to know the support you're getting from them.
I think for my side, right?
Say the truth is they haven't supported you.
Listen. For my side, right? When it comes to like the TGMs, my category is not public voting.
Okay.
It is friend is saying.
Then why do you ask us to share the flyer?
On the board. Okay. Because that one is like maybe a best sound margin and say, oh, this guy. But when it comes to like, the lobbying, the truth is that, let me be very honest.
Okay.
The lobbying there, my people do give me.
Okay.
That's it. But the Table of Men, they've actually been very helpful. Someone like Ninoy. Kumse was actually the one that gave me the opportunity to open for Joe Mettle at one of his concerts.
Okay.
And so they've played their parts. They are very, very, don't let the small things that you are seeing change your mind. They'll be good people.
Okay. You've been talking about your dad. Is he the one managing you?
No. I have management, DRP, Dunks Records and Publishing. They are based in the UK.
Okay.
So they come around once in a while to, formalize things. And now I'm seeing the things proper. Then times I know they see my monitor. But now...
No, what are they doing right now?
So they manage everything that comes to Chairman Sam, about Chairman Sam, my music, my looks, publishing, royalties. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
See, me international boy.
I'm not underestimating you at all.
Yeah, Cock Kingdom. Do that right now. I can add it to my CV.
Oh, yeah. It should be there. It should be there.
Guys, stop.
That's my in-law, guys.
Now the price?
Green.
Yeah.
But we love buy, won't be signing show.
Oh, because I know what's up.
Oh,
I know what's up. And honestly, Che, I'd like to congratulate you on this new opportunity. And I hope that opens up many, many more doors for you.
I do too.
What set are you actually doing? Or they haven't told you yet? They haven't communicated yet your performance time so we can catch it?
I'm going on stage at 3:57.
Okay.
That's a very awkward time.
We are told it's starting at 3.
At 3, so I'm sure maybe I'm the opening act.
Okay.
And that's beautiful.
Okay.
Because
that's nice.
And it's beautiful and it's a lot of pressure because you are the one that is setting
the pace for everybody else to follow.
Yeah. But me no shaking.
Do you know how many minutes you have for your set?
5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
See.
And they will condense it.
Which one are you singing?
No, I'll tell you. Hey,
we
can't show with secrets.
My spirit is telling me that you go and sing this song. Mewe Juma.
This girl.
To close off.
Her spirit is strong.
To close off.
Who's anything to her? You catch him said this girl. She knows what you're about to do.
No. He didn't tell me, but my spirit is telling me that he's going to close off with that song because it's very high.
I don't know, Kili, you spoil this. Let people buy together, come and watch.
Okay, fine.
Let's talk a little bit about the Kingdom Water more. So Ghana prepare for an unforgettable evening of worship, praise, and spiritual upliftment. Gospel music biggest acts, Maverick City and Cape Franklin are bringing the Kingdom Water to Accra on August 18, 2024. That is just tomorrow, 3 p.m. sharp is the time. The venue is the ICG's Christ Temple, East Teshi, Accra. And that's not all. Also performing will be Joe Mettle, Team Eternity Ghana, Luigi McLean, Tim Goffred, and Fred Che. I said Fred Che.
No worries.
Che Mensa,
one.
and many more. Grab early bird tickets now. In case you haven't grabbed yours yet, I'm sorry, the early bird is gone. She's flown, or it has flown. And so you can grab some at Airport Shell, Asaase Radio. Unfortunately, we just have to return the tickets in some few minutes ago. So in case you need some, you need to go and rush and queue at the entrance. You can get some at Bachuna Total, Booker Restaurant, Beggar Boys, Happy FM, Kesben FM, Oman FM, Time Out Restaurant, YFM, and Metro TV. And for more details, you can visit their website, www.kingdomwartour.com. This event is brought to you by Faith Collective in partnership with Culture Management Group Gospel. You don't have to miss this life-changing experience. So, yes, what is one thing that you ask me, even if I haven't even ever listened to you or watched you do your thing, for that reason I should be at the Kingdom Water?
Okay. I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, right? But there's a lot of worship music that we have out there. You know, if you really want to listen to like worship music, you have Joe Metal, you have Luigi McLean who also does worship music. You have Todd Galbeth, Kirk Franklin about to do some worship music. Praise. But you don't have someone. I'm not going to say you don't have someone, but then what I'm bringing on board is like Sonics when it comes to like R&B music, because the fact is the way I played the Ancients of Days song, that's not how the song is originally. Yeah. But I switched it up a bit. Okay, I can give you one song that we're going to do. Okay. Oheneba. Okay. Oheneba, in my mind, I saw the truth is that I heard the Kiki Fusu song. Okay. This song. Now true me, you be there. Yeah. The drum pattern was right? So I took that drum pattern, right? And I was like, okay, then I can do something like Mecha yo hini mi ba yo hini o hini yesu bani me papa yo hini, right? Just to switch it up a bit. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to get at the Kingdom World Tour. Okay. Again, 5 minutes is more than enough. Okay. To actually introduce myself to everybody. Like, my name is Seamus and this is what I do, and I hope you'll be blessed by it. Awesome. But lastly, I want to just give shout outs to my mom, Emma Seamus. The truth is, this is very, very fun. This is how God works. She had a dream that I was standing with Chandler Moore.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Oh. And according to my dad, he doesn't know why he said, "Oh, I have a son who can sing." He didn't. Actually, he was shooting shots.
Is it part of your journey into music, or
no? This was like about a month before my dad actually said, "Oh, I have a son who." No. She told me that I've seen you in a dream with someone called Chandler Moore or something like that, and I was like, "Oh, let's see if it comes to pass." Then I got a call from my dad, so it's destined that I'm supposed to meet him. I'm supposed to minister on this stage. So I'm very, very confident, and I'm very, very happy about tomorrow. Yeah.
Right. Awesome. Nene, you got something for my man?
Well, I think it's a big platform for him to introduce himself to people that don't know him. Okay. So I'm sure that he's going to give it his 100%.
Yeah.
I like the voice.
Thank you.
And your in-law will give you your last blessings, and then we'll.
Oh, we don't know what does or what's up.
In-law in what contest?
I've been on his neck.
Apparently, you wanna spill the juice?
Which part?
Why you guys look? She calls him my in-law.
It's an inside joke.
The father also comes and he says my in-law.
It's an inside joke.
Maybe she wanna tell us what the in-law thing is about.
Is it your in-law? Anyway.
Also, for my linking up with the gospel artists.
Better let this.
Yeah. On any given day.
I beg you, don't make me choke. Che, I wish you the very best.
Thank you.
Also, you have your Sound and Faith concert coming up next month.
Yes. Let me give me 2 minutes, right? 2 minutes.
Shoot.
The Sound and Faith concert, right, is a concert where you just come and sit down and enjoy Christian music. You come and we do it at a hotel.
You didn't say gospel music, but I said Christian music.
Yeah, Christian music.
Is there any difference?
Okay, this is how I see Christian music.
Tell me.
When we say Christian music, we're talking about everything that encompasses the Christian life. Sometimes there are days where you are down. There are actually days where a Christian falls in love. There are days when a Christian is like extremely happy and all of that. So all these experiences, that's what I write about. Okay. And that's like music you're going to be listening to. So the first part is just me and my band playing pure R&B gospel Christian music, understand, with my guitar and everything. And the second session is just me and a guitar, and then the audience. And then the third session just jam, and then we go home. All for 3 hours.
Awesome.
Only 3 hours.
All right.
So this is a Tank Palace Hotel. Single tickets is 105 CDs. Shh, don't shout. 105 CDs. 185 for double, and a party of 5, 460 CDs.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
at
cool.
Tank Palace.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So
September.
I've got a last message for you. Kay has been listening to Roger. He says, your dad gave you this great platform and promo of a lifetime, and you're here shouting out your mom.
You see, Kay is very controversial. You already shouted out your dad in the beginning for like the first.
I like things like this.
Continue, my dear.
So the person said, I didn't shout out my dad.
Yeah.
He did that.
They probably didn't hear you say that.
Maybe next time, turn on your radio quickly.
Come on, yeah. All
right.
Hear me.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I wish you all the best with the Kingdom World Tour. And then we'll hope to see more pictures and videos of you.
Yeah, I'll send it to you first.
Stage. We'll be waiting. All right. Okay, so we're going to switch it up and have a conversation about theater. I don't know where Kelvin Boy is right now as we speak, but I think he should be doing pretty well wherever he may be. Wish him all the best. 22 minutes after 2. We're going to have a quick chat into the world of theater. We're talking about GH comedy. How is it looking like? What's the current stage? What is new? What is happening in there? Well, is it going to move on to the next level? 2 years back, it was amazing. Almost everywhere was choked with comedy. Back to back in National Theatre, other events, having events, talking about comedy and everything else. And guess who just walked into the studio? The OG, Rutai, is here. We're going to have a court. It's a court session, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to summon Buju Banton in the building. So get ready for that one. But let's talk about comedy. Chemical.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm good. No, I'm not good. I'm okay.
Define your okay.
I forgot I was still in Ghana.
No. Did you travel out recently?
No, spiritually yes, but physically I'm still here. My mind is not with you guys, Charlie.
Why so?
Oh, I know.
What do you mean by my mind is not with you guys?
I know you can make it in Ghana. I know. I've been close, but I came back and I'm waking my way up again. So yeah.
We thank God for his mercy.
Udianka Sanga saying
Selassie.
Yenye bro.
Yeah. I'm Daniel Selassie, and you know.
Asaase Selassie.
As in here, Rastafari. Cool change. Rasta. Poor.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't expect anything serious with this conversation. You know who is seated here, so please pardon us. Get maybe some water just in case you choke.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about.
I don't think they should drink water. Choking on water is very painful.
Oh no. Okay, what should they do?
You know what? Just sit still and try not to choke.
Rather.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. Mr. Selassie.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I never heard that name before.
And you know who? You never heard that name?
No, as in your name.
Oh, yeah, my name. I mean, for a long time, people ask me, I'm like, just call me Chemical. But today, I'm like...
That's a big name. Why are you not using it?
Why am I not... Imagine imagine an MC introducing me on stage as Anyidoho. You couldn't even get the name right. So how is it going to be like?
Oh.
Let's welcome on stage.
Mr. Anyidoho. That works, right?
The way you said the ho at the back.
Sophie Ho.
Oh no, I'm not from ho.
Anyways, how do you feel the comedy space is looking like right now?
I think the comedy space is currently looking promising. I mean, from the time I joined, I mean, you know, comedy has existed in Ghana for a very long time, from the days of Waterproof and all those stuff. Yeah, but there was a certain transition, you know, where the likes of I would say KSM first, KSM Fritz Balfour and the rest, and then David Oscar, DKB, Foster Romano. So that was when I joined. Okay. And at the time, it wasn't really looking promising compared to now. I mean, there was a long battle between GH comedy and a couple of entertainment stakeholders, but I look at it now and I'm like, I mean, we've really done well, we've really gone far, and I see a very huge and a promising future, because back in the day there weren't a lot of stand-up comedians, you know, and if you told someone you were a stand-up comedian, they'll be like, Akwawe or Jimmy, you know. But nowadays it's not like that. They look at us like, educated people who can make people laugh, not just mere jokers.
Yeah, well, optometrist amongst you.
Yeah. OBM. I mean, do you know that majority of the stand-up comedy fraternity is mostly science students?
Oh, yeah, science.
Yeah, I did. In fact,
Murukuru Development Community High School.
So I am the only guy who went to a boys' school, a mixed school, and a girls' school.
Hey.
Yeah, so let me give you the breakdown. I went to St. Paul's Technical for a year to do building and construction. Yes, parts. And then I went to Methodist High School. And then after a year in Methodist High School, the school was changed to Methodist Girls High School. So I'm an old girl.
Wait, how did you get?
Yeah, they maintained the boys. Yes, JMG is looking at me. I thought he wasn't paying attention. Oh.
This is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
How did you get into a girls' school? What happened?
No.
So it was a mixed. Well, it was a mixed school.
Yeah.
So when I got to Form 2. All girls were admitted. So in Form 2, it was Form 1 all girls. In Form 3, it was Form 1 and Form 2 all girls.
So they were transitioning into.
Yes, they were transitioning.
So when you exited, it became all girls.
Yeah. We actually had a friend when we were informed. We actually had a friend. One of my colleagues, he was called King Solomon because he had like different girlfriends from different classes.
Oh Lord!
Why are you choking him?
So I'm born.
No, I'm born Dion. I mean, yes, I do that. Yeah, I'm trying to go to school more so I can clear that one. You know. Until then, I have it.
You did science.
Yeah, I did.
What took you to comedy?
Comedy. Okay, so when I was at the University of Ghana, I think I was the only person who could make the most serious lecturer laugh in class. Like she was very strict and didn't tolerate any disturbance in class. But I cracked that woman up. She invited me to her office several times. And I mean, at level 400, we had a certain.
By the way, what course were you doing?
I was doing consumer science, family and consumer science. Yeah. So level 400, we did a certain project, and we were supposed to do a small entertainment for those we invited. So we invited some lecturers from different departments. So when they came, we were about to start the entertainment. It was just music, dancing, and then networking. And then ECG did their thing. Okay. They took the lights. So my colleagues were like, but you, Charlie, you the fool since level 100. Charlie, do something. But you, when they tell you, say you go be like KSM, you know. So they forced me, and I'm like, okay, cool. Let me just do this because these guys have been disturbing me. So I did it, and then the whole place was upside down. They were laughing all over. It went so well.
You did it, as in, what did you do?
Me, Jimmy Kakra. And then, I mean, it went so well. And from there, I'm like, okay, I'm going to start learning to be like KSM. So I want to big up CCG for taking the lights. Because without them, I wouldn't be here. So anytime that my lights go, I'm like, hey, my people.
They should make you a brand ambassador.
Yeah, they should. So
anyway,
that's how I got into comedy.
Okay, and then since then you've been...
Yeah.
So what happened to your science part?
Okay, so with my science part, after university, I think I stopped for a while, and then I became a web developer, which I currently am. I'm a front-end developer. I do software engineering on the side, and currently I've gone back to school. I want to become an epidemiologist. So, I mean, we are still in it. Yeah.
Diego, I'm sorry. I just want to keep track.
Okay.
Keep track.
So you went to study what in University of Ghana?
Family and consumer science.
I don't even know what that is, but sure.
No problem.
And then you're now a front-end and back-end developer.
No, just front-end.
Just a front-end developer.
Yeah. I became a full software engineer during the lockdown. Initially, I was just doing, WordPress. And then during the lockdown, I was home watching videos, comedy. I'm like, let me just do something with the free time. So I went on YouTube. I started learning how to code, and then after the lockdown was done, I took on some projects. I worked on some projects. I mean,
I'm just wondering how you skipped over that into epidemiology.
Okay, so my intention was to do a master's degree in epidemiology or public health right after school. But then I was supposed to have a certain level of, credits in certain in certain public health courses. Okay. Because at the time, University of Ghana wasn't doing a bachelor's in public health. Okay. So, I mean, I couldn't do that. I couldn't take any free electives. So, last 2 years, I'm like, Charlie, this public health thing, I will do again. So, I started researching here and there. And then I'm like, okay, it won't kill me to go back and do another bachelor. So, I'm actually doing another bachelor's, but in public health. And then I major in epidemiology.
It's all over the place, but sure.
So far, this is the only part where you were a bit serious with the conversation.
No, I was just trying to understand.
That's fine. We'll take it.
Yeah.
So you think the space is doing pretty well?
Yeah, the space is doing pretty well.
I can take you back to 2 years ago when it all took a different level altogether. Everybody, I mean, all the guys were doing concerts, events here and there.
Yeah.
What would you say accounted for that?
Well, I think that most Ghanaians decided to pay attention to the comedy space because we were feeding them with shows back to back to back. Because for a long time we were doing shows, but it wasn't really out there.
So something triggered
it. So initially we used to pay attention to a lot of the negative comments about GH stand-up comedy because there was this banter about Ghana, Nigeria, who is funny and all of that. And people were like, Ghanaians are not funny, this, Ghanaians are not funny, that. And we decided to put all that aside and then show working. You understand? So we decided to, do shows, post the clips out there. People started watching. They are like, Charlie, but these guys, they be funny. So that is one of the things that, started pushing it.
So the criticism came in good hands because it
did.
So moving forward, how is it looking like right now as you speak?
Oh, right now, it's very promising. Currently, we have about how many stand-up comedians? I can't even count. There are a lot of us, and we have some of the guys coming up. Recently, this stand-up comedian called Aloes, he did this one-man show at the Snap Cinema. The place was packed. There's this guy called Ranzi. Ranzi. Next chapter, he's doing it next week in Tema. And when Okokobioko is also doing his special in September. Jacinta is also doing her special. And so recently,
MJ comedian also.
MJ the comedian. Ifya Barcelona also did Hear Me Out in Kumasi. And I'm also planning to do mine somewhere next year, not this year, somewhere next year. So it's really promising. And I know that if a lot of people will come to our shows, because one thing I noticed is sometimes people don't come to our shows, but they want to push a certain narrative. You won't buy a show that can't show no one say my day, So even though
video be a show, baby,
there be onyashi, so they should come to our show. A lot of people are coming. More of I want to see you there. I want to see Kili there. GMJ me Sheda Huneda. I'm bad.
No, all reggae songs.
Bad man don't laugh.
Dance all.
Bad man don't laugh.
Yeah, so the future looks very, very promising. Okay. And big ups to all the guys.
We're not going to see any dip.
No dip.
Okay.
Hey, we have no dip.
Speaking of the future, I'm hearing you talking about all the specials that people are producing locally. When do you guys intend to do a comedy tour or segue towards Netflix? Because that's where the money and the recognition actually is. Because if you are a big fish in a small pond, and yes, you do your shows in Accra and Tema or Cape Coast, and people do come, eventually you might become a local champion, and that's not the aim. The aim is to go global and put us on the map. So what steps are you guys taking?
Okay, so currently we are praying, we are on our knees, we are praying and fasting for investors, because there are so many times where we've tried to collaborate with people outside, but most of the time it's all about money.
But do you think that maybe you shouldn't be praying for investors? You guys should actively find ways to crowdfund yourselves. To get it done, because a typical Nigerian comedian, someone like Just a comedian, I have conversations with him about the comedy industry. And yes, investors are needed, but sometimes too they go the extra mile to pull the cash out of pocket to make things happen.
Yes, we are doing that, And to be honest, sometimes we pull our own resources to do the shows. But if we cannot be honest, Nigeria has a couple of stand-up comedy lovers who would be like, oh, let me help with something small. We cannot do it on our own. We've done that. I think. Was it this year or last year? A couple of the guys went to Sunyane. I have been to the north to do stand-up comedy all by myself, alone. You understand? So it's still something we are working on. With regard to going global and all of that, it is something that we are working on. Stand-up comedy in Ghana, even though we've done like 14 years or probably 20, it's still very young. And so we are doing our best. We are really doing our best. You should come to the comedy club to listen to some of the jokes that we crack, and then maybe video and then put it out there so that people would see. Because I can't get the reach all by myself. Maybe a video you post might go viral, and then those out there will see me. And
your customer is on my TL. I got you.
All right. So recently, there's been a conversation about artists or people in the creatives jumping onto politics.
Yeah.
I've seen one of your kind.
Yeah.
Do a program, an event.
Diego, which one is one of your kind?
Oh, I don't want to.
You are talking to me as if I'm some specimen.
Scientist.
So yeah, amoeba, one of your kind.
You're a scientist, aren't you? So I expect you to understand. I don't want to mention him. Yes, that's the reason why I'm using those words. And what does it? I mean, there's been other situations where I've seen some of you also go on stage, make very comical, satirical comments about politics and all that. How are you guys managing those space? Because at a point in time, sometimes they hit back at you. In your career. How are you guys managing that space?
You see, one thing I was talking to my wife 2 days ago.
You're married?
Yeah, I'm married.
How many kids? You got kids?
One.
You go on, kid.
Yeah.
Why do you look shocked, Diego?
I didn't know.
So the political scene in Ghana, I mean, is some way, and comedy talking politics is also some way. You understand? And comedians should have a say, because I vote. You understand? And we bring a certain twist. To it. Now, maybe a comedian might say something that is unpleasant, but if he doesn't say it, how would you know it's unpleasant? So we are like the people who try to push to find where we draw the lines. Without us, nobody would know where the lines are, right? So, I mean, sometimes when we do jokes, we don't really know how the political scene is going to take it. So we try it. And then when it goes in a certain way, like it be like this one, for manager, So I mean, that is it. Sometimes you would say it, and then the people will take it in good faith. They'll be like, "Oh, but Ghana politics and comedy is very tricky." So one thing I always say is that, I mean, when you are doing stand-up comedy, you should try and understand the context within which you are operating. Because you might go and see something, and then before you know, people are in your inbox. I'll kill you. I'll do this. Oh yeah, it happens. It happens. It has happened to one of my colleagues, and I mean, it's always like Ghana. We don't joke with politics.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear that. So you guys are taking a cue. Moving forward. All right. So we're gonna wrap up real quick, but before you go, what next with Chemical? Besides you trying to venture into what is it? Being a dermatologist, this is what he said.
Epidemiologist, hey, dermatologist, hey, my brother.
FC Chemical.
Hey,
I like that one. FC Chemical.
Besides that, what are you looking at?
Okay, so I'm working on starting a podcast, and I've also started this thing I call Chemical Reaction, where I react to so many different issues. It's more like a social commentary on so many different issues. So I can talk about the Olympics. I can talk about maybe Alan at politics. I can talk about so many different things. Any social issue that come to mind. Gospel, why people dress like some gospel artists who dress, so many different kind of things. I talk about everything, and then also I'm planning a one-man comedy show, hopefully next year, that I will call.
Who inspires Chemical. You in that space, by the way?
Who inspires me? Comedy?
Yes.
Wow, it's quite unfortunate they are all dead, but their works inspire me. So okay, one is alive. So I have Eddie Griffin, Eddie Griffin, George Carlin, Richard Pryor.
Yeah, I was about to say Richard Pryor. You have that vibe.
Patrice O'Neill. Yeah, Patrice O'Neill. And then this guy, Bill Burr.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bill Burr,
Bill
yes.
Burr. And then recently, there's this guy called Max Amini.
Max Amini.
Max Amini, yeah. Yeah, he's a Persian stand-up comedian. He's phenomenal. And then locally, there are a couple of local guys who also, my colleagues who inspire me. DKB, Obi Amponsa, and then Putogo. He's a very solid stand-up comedian. Yeah, and Jacinta. Jacinta is someone I look up to in a way.
Is it the comedy that inspires you or her?
Both.
I was about. He actually took the wind out of my sail.
He's really, he's really paying attention.
Yeah, he is.
I'm going to call your wife and tell your wife that you are in love with Jacinta's Bone Street.
That's not what I. That's
You've
not
been
what
looking
I
at
said.
Jacinta's Bone Street.
She inspires me.
The
I
Bone
follow her.
Hey, of course you follow her. She has goods that will make you want to follow.
But one thing I love about Jacinta, you can follow her, you can be in front of her, and it's all good. Yeah, so those are the people who inspire me,
awesome.
And everybody else inspires me.
You are venturing into acting as well.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that. My problem is reading scripts. Charlie, are the children, you know, they go.
Can assimilate.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Do you think you do better with improv?
I do better with improv.
So then maybe you can find someone who is flexible enough to allow you to improv.
Yeah,
if your improv
yeah,
script is
yeah,
actually better than the real
yeah.
script, then why not?
I should come to you for consultation.
Don't worry, I'll charge you $6 billion and $500.
Hey, does Ghana even have that money?
Don't worry, I got you.
All right, thank you very much, Kemikal,
Thank you
Mr.
too.
Selassie, and for gracing this occasion.
Oh, can I do this?
Sure.
Okay, so there's this program happening live at the National Theatre, Our Day.
We are all going.
Oh, you're all going?
Yeah,
Oh, then I'll see you guys.
The squad here is going.
Oh, I'm a guest. Oh, really? Okay, so.
Diego already went white.
Yeah,
When they say no,
anything. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, so big ups to Our Day Oxygen for producing that amazing show. It's today and tomorrow. So guys, Charlie Mumbra, 150 per. Oh my God, the way we did see you tomorrow there, Charlie. Hey.
Yeah.
Thank you very much once again. I wish you all the best, man. Okay. There's a wrap on the conversation about comedy. Time now to shift gears. And we'll be talking to the greats in the building. The man known as Joshua Raphaelson, aka GMJ Baby, is here. I don't need to talk about him. I mean, you should know by now. Executive producer. Talk about Kaki, Samini, Ghetto Boy, or Ghetto KB rather. A lot more. He's done a lot of works for them. And the man, Root Eye. Actually, my real name until Oba, But let me take you back in time. The man used to do songs way back with the likes of Reggie Rockstone and all that. I mean, he's supposed to be a grandpapa too. But you should check out his dressing today, like some 16-year-old boy. He's well here, represented, joining the conversation, and the man Nene as well. Oh, did I tell you that Ruta is a communication strategist and a musician as well? Well, I just did. Nene is entertainment enthusiast. Rokobia is also here, going to join us, and my co-host, Gilly, is joining us for that conversation. So, this week, I mean, all the social media platforms was inundated with the video of the man known in real life as Mark Anthony Meyer, aka Buju Banton. Well, he recently sold out about 36,000 space in New York with an event. He was once upon a time incarcerated. He was released 2018, and he's back and talking. He was on a platform that is called as Drink Champs or Revolt. And he made a lot of comments about what Afrobeat is and what Afrobeat is not, and what reggae music should be and how we should regard reggae music. Well, Yoga has a voice of what the man said. So we're going to take a listen. When we come back, the studio will get heated up.
Let me ask you, because I've been watching and watching and watching. You said something that was very interesting. You said Afro beats gives props back to reggae, to dancehall.
Do they?
I thought I heard you say that.
I don't think they do. No, I never said that. I said they don't give big props back to dancehall and reggae.
Oh, my bad. I heard it wrong.
Now you really dyslexic.
Yeah. My bad. I thought I heard it the other way around. But then I heard you say, because I heard you say Afro beats. I thought I heard you say that. The Afro beats, like, pay homage.
The greatest musician out of Africa was Fela Kuti.
Yeah.
Fela Kuti. Lucky Dube from South Africa. We had Salif Keita. We have Youssou N'Dour. We have Baba Mal. Now, No one wanted to go beyond the pale of what those brothers was doing. I went to Africa in 1991 and I spent like 3 weeks constantly at the universities under baobab trees.
In Kenya? That's
educating people from Ghana, all over the continent about reggae music and dancehall. But I was happy when they came to their senses to realize that music is the bridge that's going to connect us. But what I was disappointed in, they didn't try to connect with Jamaica the Roots. They connect with everyone else except us.
And you talking about Afrobeats?
Yes.
Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
So they connected with everyone else except us. But when we look at what they're doing, their music is not free in Africa. It's for crazy.
I didn't know what to say.
Music need to free Africa. If I am all the way in Jamaica and my country and my people fight for free your continent with word, sound and power, and you have the ability now and all you're singing is fuckery, you do the song to free Africa all now. We need them bringing this to the forefront of your mind, but we desire more from them. You want the money? Go get it. But what's going to be said about you later on and your posterity? You didn't make any impact. So reggae music still stands predominant. It is still the king's music.
Yes. I can honestly say I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
Not the way you set it up. You set it wrong to start with.
I might have heard it wrong. But then I also heard you say, and this is something that I really listened to you.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay, yes, please. I'm in.
Tell me one Afrobeat song that can uplift us. Uplift us, take us from... Kenya is suffering. The young men of Kenya are revolting. South Africa is on Sudan, South Sudan, you name it. But which one of these songs can I relate to for a peace of mind to tell me that I'm in the struggle and we are going to be better in the struggle, and even though the struggle is hard, we're going to overcome? Tell me.
You know what?
So,
I don't think I can.
Reggae music.
Right.
Listen, a lot of culture vultures out there. We have sat and we have watched reggaeton taking reggae music.
I was going there. I was going there. Let's finish with Afrobeats and then let's go to reggae.
They fuck with our music so hard and stolen our culture. I'm not knocking nobody, but you don't give us no respect, motherfuckers.
That was radio unfriendly, though. We apologize for that. We're going to move on. So after this one, there were a couple of other rebuttals that was given. Bulletman gave a rebuttal, but Fuso DG, who is known as a protege for Afrobeat, also did a rebuttal. And this is what he said.
Yes, people, Fuso DG here. Yes, people, Fuso DG here. I came on my timeline and I seen that Buju Banton's video and his views on Afrobeats. Now, Buju's a legend, Bigra, and he's entitled to his opinion, but he definitely missed it here. And that's one of the few Afrobeats artists who have experienced both extremes, you know, conscious Afrobeats to commercial Afrobeats. On one hand, I have a song with Major Lazer, Light It Up, that has over 1 billion streams. On the other, I have a song with Damian Marley, Breath Year, and it's a song about bringing our people back home and building in the motherland, right? Afrobeats is the most revolutionary form of black music to have ever existed. But can't deny that Afrobeats would not exist in its current form if it wasn't for high life, jazz, hip-hop, R&B, reggae, dancehall, garage, grime, soul. It's an amalgamation of all of these genres. In fact, you can even say it's the child of all of these genres, and a child should always respect his or her parents. A tree wouldn't exist without its roots, but let's not forget that the roots always lead back to Africa. And I get where Buju's coming from, because most Afrobeats hits don't really have the message in it. But that's not to say there aren't Afrobeats artists who are making music with a message in it. But for me, it doesn't have to be that deep, because Afrobeats is so spiritual. A lot of times we're speaking in our mother tongues, but it still resonates with people. And it's music that's allowing Africans to now fall back in love with themselves and be proud of being African. It's allowing African Americans to want to come back home and connect back to their roots. It's allowing Afro-Caribbeans to now want to reconnect with their roots. So it's revolutionary in a way that has never been done before. 2019, I launched the Year of Return with the Ghana government, and we generated 1.3 billion for the Ghana economy. Before the Year of Return, the office were issuing out 45,000 visas that year. After the Year of Return, they issued out 750,000 visas. So as well as economic benefits, there are also spiritual benefits. The music is bringing our people back home for them to learn about their history and where they're from. And most times people are just coming to turn up and get lit because it's December in Ghana. but it's now allowing black people to take ownership back off the motherland. And we're buying lands, we're building homes. Most of my artist friends now have homes in Ghana. We're building schools. I'm now building a tech company that teaches black history called Sona. It teaches black history and African languages. And that all started with the music. You know, it all started with Afrobeats. So I always say to people, Afrobeats is not just lit. It's actually liberation. And it's bringing our people back home. So we need to just focus on uniting as a people and building together.
Artsy, culture, entertainment.
Veronica, I don't care. Jessica, Rita, Monica, Sylvia, check it out, 1, 2, check it out. And wrong one, I'm just saying yes, when you clue, Mango Benumetia, Guana, who said, or that is how me, I want to offer you from me, John, I'm coming to me, who said, Michelle, send me, come on, I send me to her, and not to make me that, and really, it means it, not make me diarrhea, was something, feel it, say, believe it, about me, Pedro, Muna, I'm a hopo, or sorry, I'm a koto, Makohuna, Bush, and force in the council, Papa, Muna, I'm a bomb, Pepe, from Balagatanga to Kumasi, Bantu, Mamma, Crapa, Tente, Senka, when you buy me pen and get the alcohol, and so, when you buy me pen and tear, was Sam to me, Minasha, me, Bomokan, Mobeka, and Farah, on one, I'm a panel, on one, I'm a feeling, on one, I'm an in the bell, sweetie, bring it in, hey, sweetie, and then anyway, you go, Jana, boy, I said, me, this was Jana, Mountain, and so for me, I'm in cool. The mouth permit, my dear, you do not know me, but I know you very well. When it comes to loving you like this, sometimes I cry. The mouth permit.
Yeah, Reggie with the man. Right in the studio, Rutai with this one. Sweetie, they call this one. Rutai, Akwaba.
Yes, boss, everything good?
Yeah, by grace, you're well.
That's it.
Your grace is green. Now called salt and pepper.
I'm actually I'm growing gracefully.
I like that.
Bars are bars.
Yeah.
All right, you're welcome.
Aging great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Feels good to be here.
Welcome back. Nene, you're also welcome. Good to have you. And then GMJ, good to have you.
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm okay here, right?
Yeah, you're
okay.
good. You're good.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be here, and more so an honor to be. You see, next time let's get things done the proper way.
Okay.
Please give me all the details. I ask you who is on this panel. In fact, it was a WhatsApp chat that I can prove
evidence,
and you listed the people. If you had told me that my godfather was here, I would say, oh, you know, I will not be available today.
Oh.
He just came, held my neck that he's coming to fight me. I haven't introduced anybody yet.
I know.
I haven't introduced anybody.
I know JMJ is talking about me. I am, number one, I am not his godfather. Number two, I am not on the panel. But number three, I will talk.
So he just told you he's not actually on the panel.
He
comes
disowned
after
you.
my show.
Because why did management allow him to be here now? He should not start yet. Make her feel free and run. I want murder like I already planned how I'll
you handle him.
As for my big brother, he's very political. So sometimes he'll be on my side, sometimes so I know how to handle. But this one, the very day I made a post, he was the only one who picked up a phone and called me. Okay, Mini.
His grandson came to me.
He does this to me.
All the
See,
time.
he's on my page. If I talk anything crazy or I lose guard, and he's the only person who pick up a phone. And he has different numbers. He has Voda here. If I don't pick this one, the first thing will be, hey, Jendo Bokamini. What were you saying?
Try as much as possible to ignore him.
Give him only 2 minutes of airtime.
I may not even give him
Good.
But he won't give me time on his show. All right, so let's start the ball rolling. One of the things I heard Buju said a lot of times in the interview was that reggae music is King's music. Rita, let me start with you. How true is that?
Why wouldn't it be true? Why wouldn't it be true? I mean, reggae music is not just for ordinary minds. You know, everyone at some point gets exposed to a certain genre of music, but as we age and mature, we begin to gravitate towards real music. You know what I mean? And when you begin to enjoy reggae music, that's when you begin to tell yourself that, yeah, I've grown. Now I'm grown.
So in effect,
am I lying? No, we can ask everyone around this table.
I'll go to them. I just want to use
the moment we begin to listen to reggae music. Yeah. We begin to listen to jazz, high life, then we begin to feel like, yeah, right now we're grown. Like, yeah. Well. Right now we're not the kiddies anymore. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So the music is not for just ordinary minds. It's music for, people who appreciate what music is supposed to be.
Okay. All right. JMJ, your take on that?
First of all, what would be my understanding of a king's music? Mm-hmm. Who is a king? Mm-hmm. We have different types of kings. Mm-hmm. You understand me? Mm-hmm. The African kings, the European kings. Yeah. There's been a king, the likes of, what's the name?
We have King Charles.
We have King Charles, we had queens. Yeah. And not to dispute his point, but I've seen the queen listen to, what's the name? The Pavarottis. Mm-hmm. Name all of that. Yeah. And in a certain world, maybe me and my brothers here might not even have the ticket to a Pavarotti show.
Sure.
Maybe. Mm-hmm. Yes, and there are other kingdoms too, of course. When you get to the Chinese, don't go and tell them about the Pavarottis. Don't go and tell them about the Bob Marleys. Mm-hmm. They also have their kings there. Okay. So to a large extent, yes, reggae, it's a king's music within its jurisdiction.
Oh, okay.
So I would agree to that.
Okay.
But what I would say is African music is actually the mother of every sound.
That he said in the interview. Yes. I heard him loud and clear.
African music is the birth, the womb that gives birth to sound, actually. Not even main genres, no, sound.
Okay. All right.
That's where, from our way of talking, our accent, and our attitude to everything, you understand?
Okay.
So let's not, one after the other.
Okay.
Is reggae music the king's music? Yes, is the king's music among the dreadlocks, among the people who believe in what they propagate.
Okay.
So, no doubt.
Nene.
Well, I think we all have that uncle who traveled to Nigeria, came back with Vicky Isaac, Eric Donasi, culture. So, growing up, even though I like Michael Jackson, I like my Bobby Brown, my new edition, listening to those kind of music, the reggae side, also changed the way I look at life, because it brought a bit of reality, Pan-Africanism and all that in me. And it shifted me towards Alpha Blondie, Majek Fashek, and all those people. So reggae is that kind of sound that puts you to a level where you think, okay, now I can see beyond just a party, okay, and reason more deeper. That's how I see it. Yeah,
that's all. The man have been forewarned not to give a chance to talk. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. He said we can give you just 2 minutes.
So he has only one question now. So after this, he's not coming back again. So either he chooses now.
I'll talk. Okay.
2 minutes.
So I usually like to figure out a whole lot of things before I actually speak. From a little search that I just did, Bob Marley said that the word reggae came from a Spanish term for the king's music. A term for the king's music. The liner notes of To the King, a compilation of Christian gospel reggae, suggests that the word reggae was derived from the Latin regi, R-E-G-I,
okay,
meaning to the king.
Or regal.
Or regal. I don't know how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much. So, I'm trying to understand what he said by, what did you say, for the king, right?
Yeah, it's the king's music.
So it's not, that's the meaning of the word, not the music itself. Okay? But when we come back and we go to Buju, then I will talk.
Okay. All right. So let's take the conversation a bit further. So this was as a result of being questioned about the Afrobeat music that is currently being enjoyed by many. It's taking the world over. Everybody's talking about it. It's now the top stream when you talk about music and all that. What do you think Afro music or Afrobeat songs are like? How would you place Afrobeat, Rutai?
Okay, cool. So Afrobeat, until the current generation of musicians, provided us entertainment and also upliftment. So like Buju said in the interview, he mentioned Fela Anikula Pokuti, he mentioned Baba Mao, mentioned Yosundor, and the rest of them. You know, they made music that got us dancing and everything, but also, you know, on many occasions also created music that got us thinking, music that addressed the various issues confronting Africa, the wars, the strife, you know, the the colonization of the continent and all of those things, and the fact that Africans need to rise up and revolt against some of these things, you know. And the music, you know, did all this for us, though it made us dance also. The current generation of Afrobeat or African artists are not paying attention to the things that the continent is confronted with. Sorry. We're making music that makes the world think of Africa as just one happy place where people are just jumping around, dancing, happy, and all of that, as if we don't have problems. You know, but there are things happening on this continent that are sad. As I speak to you now, China is on the verge of colonizing the entire African continent, and no one seems to be talking about it. And who better does this job than the musician? And these musicians, not really reggae music. I'm talking about African artists and what is expected of African artists in these times. So for me, there are much crazier issues going on in Jamaica. They are celebrating a guy who's been convicted of murder. They're jubilating over, you know, the freeing over a guy. Okay, they're jubilating over the freeing of a convicted murderer. Okay, so they have that problem at their backyard.
Mr. Chairman.
Buju himself is
Mr. Chairman.
And good. So, Grandmaster,
could you allow him
I'll wrap up,
please?
I'll wrap up shortly. So it's happening right there, you know, right under their noses. They're also facing it. Yeah. But the fact remains that Africa is where all of these people look forward to. Okay? Yeah. It is every conscious Jamaican's dream to migrate, relocate, repatriate, and settle in Africa. Because they see Africa as what? The Zion. They have made music celebrating Africa as where the motherland, where every black human being must finally move to settle and all of that. So they expect us to support their struggle, their fight for us, for the freedom of Africa. So if we, the ones that they're making music to fight for, are here acting like there's nothing happening here, it saddens their heart. So
I'm gathering the import of what you're saying to say that Afrobeat doesn't really address these things.
We don't address these things. And for me, it's all nice, all the glitz and glamour, the pomp and pageantry that comes with, the new African music. Okay. We're talking now we have African artists who are much richer than artists who've made it huge in America and in Europe and other parts of the world. African artists are making money from the music. They're living the life, they're living their dreams and everything. But for me, Africa has much deeper problems that must also, from time to time be looked at. So let's make the music, let's make our people dance and everything. But let's not forget to remind our people that we have issues. Okay? And see, of all the things, the activities that were put up to free South Africa of the apartheid system, music was one of the most effective. Okay, so I feel that musicians have a huge mandate on their shoulders, okay, to do what Buju says we are forgetting to do. I don't think we should feel insulted. Maybe he said it in a very, very much,
he used the F word. He described it as with the F word. He said no impact.
I would have even said
culture
worse.
vultures.
You see, are we denying that? Are we denying that?
Are we when it comes to Afrobeat?
Yes, no. I'll tell you something. See, if we go into that, I can set countless examples of why anybody is justified to say that African music or African artists are culture vultures. Because you know what? Most of these Afrobeat artists sound R&B. Most of them sound dancehall. All right? And you can name them. Okay? So let's not even go there. We are truly culture vultures. We have what we can be so proud of because that is what they even want to learn.
We can call them sound vultures too because they stole our sound.
You see, they have never denied that they come from us.
So
but they've never denied that their thing comes from us.
Vultures.
And they are proud to say that their thing is traced back to Africa.
Yeah,
we never denied it.
No, with what you are saying, I don't think we can call them vultures because you can't steal something that's from you. They were here and then they moved over there with the sound.
If I pick your clothes and I wear it.
You're not talking into the mic.
If I pick your clothes and I wear it, I'm stealing from you.
Not if you and I share the same closet.
So we share the same lineage. So when I pick from you, I'm not the vulture.
No, you can't be a it's like if
So would you describe Afrobeat as culture vultures?
I understand.
Saying that we Africans or those who are trending out Afrobeat are stealing something.
These Jamaicans don't even regard us is when somebody refer to me, the African boy. No, you are from Jamaica.
Yeah.
We all trace our roots from Africa.
Yeah.
And
he even stated that he's from Nigeria.
No, he
traced his
called
roots
me
to
that
Nigeria.
African boy. It means that you've drawn the line. You understand?
Yeah. So, James, I'm going to ask you the biggest.
Our line. Don't come here.
Let me.
Grandmaster.
Yes.
Grandmaster.
Sorry.
Okay.
Your time go catch. James, my guy. Rutai, there's one thing you need to, number one, correct. Vybz Kartel was put into jail. He was accused of murdering somebody, and 2 other or 3 other people were accused of murdering somebody.
Overwhelming evidence.
Okay.
Pointing to him.
Hold on.
Smoking gun.
He had a smoking gun.
But the law, the law or court proceedings work in a particular way.
Guilty until proven guilty.
Until proven guilty.
You are
innocent,
not guilty or innocent.
You are innocent until proven guilty. And it was proven that the one or the phone recording that was used against him was tampered with. Number 2, one of the should I say jurors was technically not supposed to have been there. So if the police had done what they were supposed to do, he would not have been released, or they would have really found him guilty. They took the case up several times until they had to take it to England, where I think their Supreme Court is. And the Supreme Court said, based on this or these things, take it back home and do the right thing. And they had to free him. So you and I do not know. We weren't there when the crime happened.
That sounds very political.
So please, as far as we are concerned, he's not a murderer.
Oh, but we can place him as an ex-convict because he just came out of prison.
You know the facts.
Right.
You don't know the fact. You weren't there when the crime happened.
When there, but it's been independently verified by a court.
There's a ruling. There's a ruling to every court case.
Exactly.
Right?
So whether we're there or not.
So
if there were mistakes, those mistakes overturned the conviction. Yes. True or false?
But the crime was done.
By who?
He sanctioned it.
But if two things, right, make him go to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court overturns your conviction, what does that tell you? It tells you that the crime wasn't done by that guy. True or false? Okay, I rest. Now, you are talking about vultures. Let's take the Francophone music industry. Let's say Togo, Benin, Ivory Coast, then where do Nigerians get their music from? That is why Buju Banton said Afrobeat or whatever, vultures. The Nigerians have been picking music or sampling music from all over Africa. Mm-hmm. That is exactly what they do. When we started our hip life, didn't they do the same thing? Yep. When what's it called? South Africa, Azonto, South Africa, what's it called?
Amapiano. Currently, Amapiano.
Yes, that is what they do. So, pardon his use of the word vultures. Thank you very much.
All right, JMJ, was there a need for this juxtaposition of Afrobeat, what Afrobeat is, and what reggae is? Was there a need at all?
You see, it hurts a lot when it's okay for us. I don't know whether it's because of our reception as Ghanaians or as Africans, or because we are very hospitable people. But you see, all of this, it didn't take the Babylon, the guy the Jamaicans call Babylon, to call us all that F words. The very people that you have been singing, trying to free us from. It wasn't by him, it was one of us who described us on an international platform that way. For these same people that you have been singing, according to you, singing to free us from, in their world-class stage. And do you know the beauty of this? The reason why some of us are mad, it's not just because of what Buju said. If you've noticed the trend of Jamaicans going to Yankee and they question them about what the new youth of Africa is doing, look at, with disgust, look at the attitude they use to describe it.
Economic shift.
Look, take it from that angle. Let me put Buju aside. I can give you a list, and my brother will agree. This hasn't been the first time a Jamaican is in New York and is asked about. And why do they always keep asking them? That should also tell you one key thing. That's why, remember what I said first. You dirty us among the same people that you were freeing us from. When a Sharon came to Ghana, they asked him the same question about Afrobeat. The people who enslaved us, what was his comment about us? But the very brothers of us, you see, there has been series of Jamaicans making very foul comment about Afrobeat.
Is it because you're not giving them their due?
Relax. You would will give the chance to our listeners to make their own decision.
Sure.
And they've done it so much so well that it's now we have believed it to the extent that we feel like, but it's true. What he's saying is true, because another person is pointing fingers at your home, the very place he himself bite from. And you see, like I said, our hospitality, we adore other people's stuff so much that it's okay to say
acculturation.
It's okay to feel like, oh, He's international. He has done it all. So it's okay for him to say whatever he's saying about us. That part is what saddens me. Now, and I don't fault him. Gone some time back, me seated here, I'm also part of the problem. I spent like 10, 12 years of my life and my money with this brother pushing their culture music here.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
Signing artists and making my youth. See, one day I sat down, I asked King Lagazi, if you was alive during Nkrumah's time, and me and you, and this is the kind of agenda we had walking around Nkrumah, how do you think Nkrumah will see us? Because all you do is make sure that Jamaica is elevated in your country. It got so bad that now Luciano could actually tell one of us that he's not speaking his language well. That's your crew broken English.
Charlie.
And that's how, because and then we feel like, yeah, he's right. Yes, because we are playing second to them. So anything, even to this some time ago, it's even getting better now. When any of our dancehall artists get a picture of a Jamaican artist, he's gone international. Excuse my word, fuck it.
Sorry.
We're not gonna get fired.
No, cool down, guys. It's either I walk off here or you allow me speak my mind.
You're very emotional. I can understand.
Because
please go ahead. Yeah.
Anybody here, nobody has spent cash on dance pushing Jamaican music in Ghana than me. All of us seated here, including my brother. Yeah, he invested his talent. Yeah, so me and him could be a par. You see this man here? Yeah. At night, I'm on him. After Kaki's music, some minutes music, I sent to him, listen, is the quality. You tell me, go back, do this. And we were wasting our time doing this for this same person. And you know the best part of his interview? When he said that he came to Africa going around.
1991.
Yes, going around educating us about their music. Yeah. And then when we found it, we dug their music, went for any other people's music.
Specifically mentioned
so clearly, what is behind his motive behind his comment is clear.
Economic shift.
See, as of now, you see what Buju did in New York. Let Burna Boy or Asake just announce within 3 days his ticket to be.
Oh yeah, he did 36. Meanwhile, what's his name? Nigerian guy.
Burna Boy.
Burna Boy had done 80,000.
Let me even make it better. No artist can go to Jamaica and fill their stadium like Burna did. So clearly there's a change that is not comfortable with some people. In some countries, people actually protect their culture because it's not only culture but also a means of making money. Yeah. If where institutions were really working, as of now, Jamaica is is making money from athletes. Yeah. Music and all of that. Yeah. Because we have in abundance, we have natural resources, we have talent, we have culture, we have all of that. So it's okay. They can spew anything to us. And you know the best part? It is we now who come and be hailing these same people. Let me conclude because of time. Okay. Remember once again, I said it didn't take a white man to say Afrobeat is whatever he wants to call it. Yes, I agree that. And then, see, in the days of Bob Marley, the struggle in Africa was different.
Yeah.
Aside all your feelings about, music has to be, music has different forms. It's first to entertain, educate, and what? So if it's handling one side, it doesn't make the other side wrong. And then during the apartheid time, you see, we make music based on what's happening. The new generation of Africans are tired of, you see, when CNN want to show Africa, they show this malnourished kid, hungry, all every now and then. For the first time, they are seeing another narration. Hey, so these kids, this Africa, is it really how it is? And that's what they don't want. We should keep. So, somebody will say that, there are problems, so let's think about it. Where in this world that there are no problems? Show me. Where in this world, the King's music that we are talking about, let me just take 1 second about that. Is that not same Jamaica we are talking about? The Goli and the Gaza? have we used dancehall to free the youth of Jamaica? How free and how Jamaica is one of the highest crime countries in the world. Yeah. You have King's music, right? Mm-hmm. All these years, haven't you taught them against that?
That's a
all these years.
That's a good.
All these years.
Yeah.
And yes, till Jamaica, you are less than even 10 million population, but you can't even live at peace among yourself.
I was having a conversation with Lagas. He was in Jamaica in February, and he was telling me the things. I mean, he always has to go out with somebody protecting him. Either than that,
try it on their street. Somebody will just gun you freely.
Yeah.
So to start off, that narrative all of us here want. Oh, you see, we have to use music to correct. One, Africa is not what the Africa you guys used to know. Yes, there are problems even in heaven. That's why the devil was cast out. So don't sit here and tell me that because we have problems, so we should not show pictures of Africans jubilating when they are excited with their culture.
Okay.
But when you come to Ghana, when you come to Africa, you go and search for our ghettos, take pictures of malnourished kids, and post them on international platform because of your own agenda. Yeah. Now we are trying to rewrite that, and you're uncomfortable. And it's sad because we love them even more than us, so of course we have to push that agenda.
That's unfortunate.
Silly and very stupid.
And honestly, what he's saying deeply resonates because when I'm thinking through some of the reggae songs I've heard over time, even with African Pride by Buju Banton, it's talking about the freedom of Africa and how we're tired of war, we're tired of struggling and all of this. And it seems like we've hit our nice little renaissance and people are upset because they are losing content for their songs. And on the other end too, I would say, like, I agree with what JMJ has to say as well. I was telling Rutai before we turned on the mics that this particular generation, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, don't care too much about outwardly showing their consciousness because of this whole your truth, my truth, their truth, we truth, he truth, she truth. So because of that, people would hold on to their consciousness. And when you get closer to a person, the more you interact with them, the more they would open up to you and then you get to know what is in the depths of their mind. But on a surface level, people just want to have regular vibes. Just regular schmegular vibes. And that's why we have the kind of music we have today. Because sometimes when you even talk to Gen Z artists and you ask them, Gen Z Afrobeat artists, you ask them, what's the story behind the song? Sometimes there's no story. They'll tell you, oh, I heard the beat and then I was vibing and one or no.
Let me ask you a question. In this Ghana, there is all our legends that have done her life in the past. Let's name some of them. The Efutu Sem and the Nyansa Sem they have put in the her life, but they've never heard that one. They've never heard that one. Let's look at see, don't let them fool us by telling, oh, we are not preaching. We all can't be preaching the same message.
Exactly. So I was getting to the second point.
There are so many musicians here who are doing different. The guy I just met here, what's his name?
Jay Mensah.
He's an alternative gospel artist.
You see?
Yes,
me, where I come from, I'm a pure gospel. I grew up in the church. Some years ago.
Disappointed gospel artist.
You see what this guy was doing? He would never have been given the mic even at the Church of Pentecost because things are changing.
So like I was telling Rutai before the mics went on, it's like the conscious music is for the discerning listener. There are people who listen to it in their spare time. But on the outside, what is being projected may not be seen as conscious by the masses. And that's equally fine. At the same time, they can't tell us how to play our game. No. If we step into our renaissance and our music is popping, so be it. Don't be upset about it. You had your time when there was reggaeton, there was raga, there was dance, and everything was popping. Everybody wanted...
even fighting reggaeton. That is a cousin to the reggae.
He was calling it watered down, wasn't he?
Yes, because once again, you see, whenever Spotlight move from Jamaicans and they feel so uncomfortable.
It's short man syndrome.
It makes them.
All right. Let me. The shots you are firing. Hold on to it. Then it hasn't made any comment on this one yet.
Okay, but before Nene chips in, let me just go through some of our comments over here on Facebook Live.
I was gonna get into that. Let it take this one and then.
Ayo, my blue cap. Carry on.
So I used to have this argument with one of my uncles growing up.
Okay.
And he believes that reggae musicians, just like all businessmen, have identified a space or a product that they can use music to sell, but not that they really like to fight for Africans. So during the apartheid era, the African Renaissance era, and all the nice music that they were making, there was a group of Africans in the diaspora who needed that message. Okay? Yeah. And so for him, they structured their music to satisfy that market and make a lot of money. Now, fast forward today, we are not doing songs like the Maria Makebes, the Lucky Dube's stamp out apartheid and all those things. But we are still fighting NSAS. We all saw it during that era.
Even recently in Kenya.
Yes, and even what happened in Ghana. Yeah. And after the demo, we all went to Oasis to go and chill. What we are saying is that when you do things that we are not comfortable, we are not going to keep quiet. Yeah. But we will still go and party.
Life will still go
but
on.
But after partying, we are back on the street the following day. Yeah. And that's the difference. These are two different eras. Okay? Now, the Afrobeat and the reggae thing, what is happening now is that there's a big economic shift.
No doubt.
Okay? Yeah. I'm not sure anybody's going to book Buju for $1 million within this space. I don't know where it's going to happen. Burna Boy is going to get it. Asake will get it.
Even BGM just posted a video of Whiskey and Asake.
I wanted to tag my brother.
And so, a rather a collaborative effort between them and us, we're rather going to push the black music more than them trying to make us feel like, oh, we are just having a big party in Africa and we deserve the something whether he used for us. No, that's not going to work. The biggest issue now is that Jamaicans are not making money off their music. Afrobeat is the biggest competition, taking a chunk of their pie, and they are not happy with it. And for me, ever since Buju woke up from prison, I've been telling people, I've never identified with him again. His music, his persona, his interviews, there's something wrong with Buju when you look at him.
And you are talking about upliftment. Let your lifestyle uplift me. Forget about your content. It's like me telling Niai that I'm a pastor. I'm preaching consciousness. But when I'm off on the road, don't look at what I do. Ignore what I do and just focus on my message. You have been preaching upliftment all these right? And then your lifestyle.
Can I? I'm gonna let Richard.
His son call him a crackhead.
Please, let's read the messages real quick and then we'll get into that.
All right.
And I'm done now because Nia is about to take over.
Oh no! He's not taking over.
Oh no! Don't go. Let's go through some of the comments on our Facebook Live, and very soon his radio NS will be joining us via call. I know Tujanda will be joining us via call. So tech guys, please be on standby. But Koja Sempa Furniture Works says good afternoon to everyone. Arthur Nicholas says nice one. I'm watching you live from Porky Darling Barbecue, opposite Hatchland City. Nana Tujanda has dropped some stars. Mr. Fred Dima says, watching you live from Takrady, clean feed. Jimmy Abo Grant says, from Tadi, Jimmy Abo Grant, good show, guys. And Nana Tujanda dropped another comment saying, this show always presents an opportunity for a masterclass on Saturdays. Your take on the Buju Bomb is so informative. We're about to call him in a little bit to hear his point of view.
Whilst we wait to pick his call, let me allow Rutai to make an inference into the conversation so far. Per what you said earlier, it sounded like you were siding with what Buji had said.
No, he wasn't.
No. I see. Me, I love to be objective.
Okay. All right.
The fact remains that there's been an economic shift, like everyone else on the other side of the table is saying. Yeah. So that's true, but that is very personal. Okay. So if Burna Boy,
how personal is economic shift?
Okay. So this is it. If Burna Boy is paid $1 million today to perform, and Buju can't get even a quarter of that. That is money personally going to Burna Boy.
But it trickles down to other people.
No,
he has a team. He has a family.
I get that, but in the first place, that money goes to Burna Boy and his team. Like you said, he doesn't even live in Africa. He lives in England. So that money goes to England. It doesn't come to Africa. And even if it comes to Africa, it comes here in the form of what? Very luxurious vehicles. Do you get it? That doesn't affect anybody in Nigeria. It affects Burna Boy and the people who are in his immediate circles. So no, but we're seeing all of that. These boys are buying private jets and all of those things. For me, that's personal. Okay, I'm looking at the bigger picture, where the music goes out. Okay, and affect generations. I grew up in an era where we listened to music that protected us from being exposed to drugs and other things that will endanger our future. And here I am, sitting today talking to you, okay? And I'm 52, okay? I think I'm the oldest here.
Yeah, 10 years my senior.
You know what I mean? And I'm still sitting here. You know why? Because I've been affected by a certain kind of music that shaped me and many of my peers. All right? Yeah. So that is the power of music. The music that Africa is churning today is going to change. You know why?
Tell me.
You see, this thing Buju has said, even though, everybody has a little personal whatever, to express, the truth is that everyone into African music today, or everyone into music in Africa today, has received a clarion call to begin to look at some very important things, okay, that need addressing. And if you like, mark it on a wall. The music is going to begin to change. Mark it on a wall.
Would it be based on what Buju said?
Exactly. The comments Buju made is going to affect.
Does it make his statements that much influential?
That's what I'm saying. It is a wake-up call.
We've been doing that already.
No, then look at Jamaica. How his comment has set Jamaicans free and elevated them. How Jamaica is gun free and all of that.
Wait.
Hang on a minute.
Give us examples of how Jamaica is.
Wait. I kept quiet over a very long period of time when everyone was talking because this is how this is how I like to hold conversations.
Okay, all right, please.
You see, I said in my opening comments that it is true that right at the noses of Buju and his peers, there are people jubilating over the freeing of a man perceived to be a murderer, by the world, okay? They have the Gaza, the Gully war that's taking innocent lives and all of those things. But, you see, it is not condescending to say that, you see what is happening in my country. You don't want that to happen in your country, So fix that, or else you're going to become like me.
That is reference to the Kenya issue that people are not singing about.
No, I'm saying this pertaining to Buju's comments.
Yes,
okay?
He said that.
Now, you know what? When Luciano came to Ghana and made those comments that, Stonebwoy sings in a language that only he alone understands what he says. He also made a very important comment. He said that when you go down to Africa, the youth are trying to emulate the sickening culture of Jamaican youth, the dancehall culture, okay, not knowing exactly what that's going to lead them. And he finds that very disgusting because he feels that the African youth must be more enlightened than their youth. Do you get it? They see us to be better than them. They feel that we should know better because they learn from us. Okay? Yeah. They don't discriminate between, in fact, as an African, if you find yourself in Jamaica, they revere you. We saw that when Wodemaya visited Jamaica not long ago. And
I didn't get the same thing when King Lagazi came.
Give him a list. He wasn't. No, he wasn't.
It was different.
No, I don't think King Lagazi went. I don't know. I've never had any discussion with him since.
He was there for almost a month.
Right, but I don't think he got attacked or offended merely for the fact that he comes from Africa.
Not necessarily. So
because see, you will find some Jamaicans that hate Africans for the fact that they believe that we sold them into slavery. You have African Americans who don't want to have anything to do with Africa because they feel that we sold them into slavery, and they still have that in their mind.
But that's a different level of ignorance altogether.
Exactly. So those ones exist, but I don't think there's any war between us.
Economically.
Yeah, I don't find any war. And guess what? See, Bob Marley's performance in Zimbabwe when they gained their independence. Bob paid for everything.
Yes, because it's Bob.
That's even in there. Yes. Whenever the 80s. See, less than 20 years ago, Don Carlos came to Ghana. He paid for everything to perform in Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
So when they sing about Africa, yes, there's some economic benefits from singing about Africa, okay, Rastafari and all of that. But it's more deeper than just money. Most of the time, it's the love they have for Africa. Do you know how they feel when they finally succeed in reaching here? When they feel their feet on the grounds, on the soil of Africa? It's a different thing for them altogether. So let's not think that we have a war. There's no war. Okay. For me, Buju's manner, okay, with which he made those comments were quite harsh. But I don't find anything untrue about what he said. I feel that African music, okay, in this generation is misleading. We're making the world see us like as a continent that has no problem.
He asked
like
a question.
we don't.
I'm not interrupting you. He asked a question to the host on that platform. Name one Afrobeat song
that's liberating Africa.
Exactly, and there was silence for some minutes.
Yes,
none of them was able to channel. Is that the truth that there's none?
Because Nori and his friends don't know much about African music.
Okay, good.
Okay? So they don't know. So they don't know. They may not know the songs that old Fuse ODJ did. Okay. See, there's even a Burna Boy
song he did, for
there's
instance.
even a Burna Boy song that's
with
Manifest.
Yeah.
You know, but the truth is that we don't even know the titles of these songs. Because we can challenge ourselves. What are the titles?
Of Africa, the Afrobeat, it's not even yet 10 years.
No.
It takes time for all of these things to
you
happen.
See, no,
and as we speak, how many international artists from Afrobeat have crossed over even into the world market yet? It takes time. Yeah. All of these things. You know the funny thing? How many years did it take before Bob Marley crossed over? Look, if you want to make the argument like, oh, you see, my point is that get it simple. I don't like, let's not be diplomatic and use nice English to defend the dude. He was wrong for me. Okay, that's your opinion anyway. Okay. Because there's no way. I grew up listening to Bob, vibes and all of that, but their negative didn't influence me. If it did, I wouldn't have invested my money into doing dancehall, managing dancehall artists. Let me land. I found the dancehall artists who were very inspirational to me. I found the reggaes that were. Don't we have reggae songs that are awful, or we think every reggae song is no. So my point is that if the whole wave just started, and then you expect that because it just started, we should behave or tone a certain. No. It takes time.
Please, let's
remember Bob Marley. Okay. It took the Germans to sign that. See, get this clear. It is not our Caribbean brothers who has to be on an international platform and use the F word for us.
Okay, I get you.
Bro, don't cover this. Just don't.
Let him wrap up. Let me just give you 1 minute to wrap up.
I would even have said it in a much harsher manner.
Okay, that is you.
Okay, because I'm really passionate about this. You see, it's like a friend of yours getting the attention of the president, okay, and not really taking advantage of that attention he's got to, to present issues that affect us. Okay, so you know that these guys, now it looks like they're the ones that everyone is listening to, but you see this war that these struggles that we've been singing about on their behalf. This is the time they could have, sounded louder about the problems that they have.
Black Sherif got an award at the BET.
And they are not saying it.
Black Sherif got an award at the BET. When he took opportunity to tell the people that Brefie come home. That wasn't a platform to joke about. That was good. Don't you think? Now let me allow Grandmaster to come in briefly. So
you see, I've listened to everybody speak. I understand a whole lot of things that have been said. There's something maybe listeners, maybe some of us are forgetting. One of Buju's biggest songs ever was Boom Bye Bye. What was it against? Homosexuals.
Yep.
Yeah.
Homosexuals.
Yeah.
With a strong recommendation.
It caused a lot of attention on him and all that. Yeah.
Yes. And today, if you go and say you are buying that album, you will not find that song on that album because of what is happening around the world, because of that rise for well, if you say the color,
the rainbow mafia.
I prefer that statement.
The rainbow mafia.
You understand? So when JMJ says there's a shift in
economic,
no or very few, sorry to say this, white people will go to Jamaica and say that I want these artists to come and perform in my land.
Yeah.
Because I swear about 80% of them are anti-gay people. And they are anti-gay because when slavery was going on and they ran away, especially the men, ran away from the plantations, things that were done to them in front of the farms or society by other men, you wouldn't want to see it or you wouldn't want to witness those things.
Thank you. Let me now bring in Nano Tujando, our programs manager and also head of engineering here at Asaase. He is a connoisseur when we talk about media or radio in Ghana, and he has a take on this conversation we're having. Nano, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you doing in Cape Coast?
I'm good.
Oh, we like it. We like it.
All right, great. So you enjoy the conversation. We've seen your comments on Facebook as well. What do you have to say with this conversation we're having right now?
First of all, let me acknowledge the great minds in the studio. Grandmaster himself, Ruth the Case Batman, JMJ, Ashley, yourself, Keely. I've been following the conversation keenly. Really interesting points. I'm coming from probably a totally different point of view. First of all, let's drop things down into three facets. Buju as the persona of the institution there, the issue itself as in music, and which continent or which genre is doing well internationally. The third one would be the purpose of music per every generation. For Buju as a person, we know he's coming from a very bitter place. He's not recovered from a lot of things after his incarceration. He's still finding himself. If it was a spiritual journey, I'm not sure it's gotten even to the midpoint of that journey. It's a difficulty. I'm saying that the number of years he lost in prison, if he was active in the music, probably would have been second to the legacy of Bob Marley. And he's lost that and he's had to come back to compete with this new cut. So his head is in a very good place. And final thing I want to say about that person called Buju Banton and this whole perspective is that I looked at the things he was talking about. The target was Ghana. Reference was Ghana all the time. And we know his personal problems, love-wise in Ghana, having to have a lady bear a child with her, and then suddenly the child is no more. I mean, there are a lot of personal issues that Buju is embittered about when it comes to Ghana. And let's talk about the music. First of all, let's start from the culture vulture things. And a lot of the guys in there, especially Mr. Ruta, knows that I'm a reggae fanatic. Buju is one of my icons. But truth, he's talking culture vultures. So let's address that. At the break point before reggae became reggae, had international appeal, and it was probably led by the attack from the Whalers, the few of them. They had an R&B project. They were in suits. In fact, all those reggae cats from the beginning, the hip-hops and all of that, were R&B cats who were just copying radio music coming in from America. So who is the vulture in here? Let's not even go there. That's a non-starter. He shouldn't have even gone there at all. You see, in the 60s into the 70s and the early 80s, what was the communication line for the black person to actually come up with what was wrong in their society was music, and it was rebel music all over. In the Caribbean, on the African continent, even from South Africa and West Africa, we had too much protest music because that was the order of the day for the black person. But there's another issue we need to address culturally. Everywhere in the world, when you claim to be a black person from the continent of Africa, you are looked down even by African Americans and Caribbeans. And that's exhibited in the statements and the conversations that Buju had on that show. To an extent that on the African continent, these things go on, and after some time, we second guess ourselves. We've never been second to anything they have invented. In knowledge, in sports, in everything, even in music. So let's not go there. Otherwise, then we would have been succumbing to what they do to us all the time, second guessing ourselves and not even believing ourselves. I forgive Buju for what anger tantrums was throwing on that show. But you see, musically, and let's address it. I've heard a number of them. It's not only Buju alone. Over the past 3 years, we've had too many of them make similar statements. But let's do numbers, because numbers don't lie. Like last 5 years, the major musical platforms internationally, Coachella to Glastonbury, we've had Africans headlining it. I'm not addressing international concert by reggae musicians, the Rotterdam and the German. I'm talking international act. In fact, as we speak right now, next month there's going to be a first ever music, international music date for Kosovo, led by Dua Lipa and the Father. They're putting that together. The headline act is Burna Boy. Truth is, we are taking lunch off the table of Jamaicans. And me, I'm glad that generation in that studio, you guys remember 20, 30 years ago, we went to the club, we would dance to Ghanaian music when there's just about 5 songs to play and get out of the place. But now this is what we play. This is us. This is where we are. And let's be very honest, we didn't go begging Jamaicans to teach us how to play a bass guitar or to use Cubase. That education needs to go through. The Jamaicans are doing the same things to us the Black Americans are doing to us. So Africans, we should rise up to this occasion. And I was in my seat watching Burna Boy on Jimmy Fallon. I'm like, damn, we are there. This is where we are right now. And he's talking about F music. Now they even have a genre, a subgenre in reggae music called daggering. And let's ask ourselves, have they forgotten why Buju Banton himself, Tony Rebel and Co. came through with what they call Operation Ardent? Bro, it's an African time. The Jamaicans have lost it. If you go to Atlanta right now, it's African music that is on top. You know why? Whether you are white or whether you are black, in the Americas, in the Europe areas, you're able to listen to African music in the presence of your parents with no swear words. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nano Tijando, for coming through with that submission. And it looks like I'm gonna go around the table for final thoughts on this conversation, and then we're just about 10 minutes, so I'm sure within that 10 minutes we'll be able to have everybody's final take, and then we'll get wrapped up. Should I start off with you, Richard? Yeah.
Okay, so what I would say is that instead of being so emotional about this and feeling so offended, let's look at this as a clarion call, a wake-up call, to begin to look at the things that affect us and see how powerful music can be, in addressing issues that affect society. Yeah. And I think that at this point, we've gotten ourselves on a pedestal where we can be heard by the world, through our music. Yeah. There are things happening in Africa. Africa is sinking deeper. And if we continue going the way we're going, in some 10, 20 years from now, the whole of Africa will be for non-Africans, and we'll be living on our continent and be feeling lost, okay? And we'll be at the mercy of people from all kinds of world, but Africans. And I think that music can play this role. Music can fix this problem. So let's look at that. We have the attention now. Let's use this medium to effect changes.
Okay, that's great. I don't know whether I'll get time to come back to you, but what are you up to right now? Are you done with music at all? Because
you can't say you're done with music, because you will always be connected to it somehow. You still, even yesterday, I was listening to a Ghanaian doctor based in Germany sending me his music to listen to and make inputs and stuff like that. So those are some of the things. But what I have actually gone into right now is the training of care providers for exports.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm doing now. So I run something called Eden Care Homes and Training.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's good. All right. All the best with that. All right, let me come to you, JMJ.
Why are you stressed?
I am. First of all, I'm happy. I want to continue from where my big brother ended. Yes, we have the platform. Yeah. Yes, just like any other part of the world, there are problems. So let's use the opportunity to solve the problems. At the same time, the new generation won't want to be seen as what the world used to know us. So yes, as we are addressing the Chinese taking over Africa and all of that, we would also tell them that we still have life here. As we are showing them our culture, they are coming, investors are also coming. Yeah. I mean, imagine all the time you're always singing about political issues. Who wants to bring his money there, Seth? In the first place. So I agree there should be a balance. Okay. But let's give Afrobeat or the African kid the chance. Okay. He just started. We can, so far all of us keep mentioning Benabe, but that's the name we've been mentioning. And we want him alone to talk about all the problems in Africa in his 2 minutes, 3 minutes song. Let's cool down. Okay. There's another, we just saw Che San also taking another direction. Yeah. Somebody else is also going another direction. And because we have the attention of the world now, to discover all these people. Okay. But immediately the world puts the limelight on us and our own start shooting us down, they'll shift the camera to the next place. Mm-hmm. And that's where I have a problem with the comment that, and like I said, I like the fact that Otu Jando said it. It's not only coming from Buju. Yeah. That's why I had wanted him to realize that comment, that evil, foul comment, it's not only from Buju. It's been coming from a series of them, which is not cool because my brother here will never get the mic and say anything awful about Jamaican music, even if they attack him, because he passionately loves them. Okay. But why is it okay for me to say, oh, we should understand it's because, no, that's crap. Okay. I won't take that.
Samini came through. You did with Kaki, Ghetto KB. Unfortunately, we lost him along the line. What's up with the GMJ baby?
Right now.
The way you're scratching your head, yeah.
Right now, I don't know the last time I was even in the studio.
Wow.
It's been over 2 years.
Hey, so no more Soko Pim Pim for us.
Oh, hey, how do you know that song?
that was Kaki. That's Kaki, everyone.
Okay, so you see, like Rita said, once music is in you, it never dies. Yeah. I'm actually doing they'll get angry. So well,
he's doing a big project.
Okay. The project's ongoing. He says that the days of me doing music as a profession to take care of me and sit down 24. No,
so where
I'm in a position where I would want to direct act, speak to them, show them, reduce their mistakes that some of us went through, give them the platform that they never got, and like sitting here, for instance. Okay. All right. And of course, I've switched into a bit of corporate stuff. Okay. Also, that's a part of me that I love. That's a part of me that a lot of people never knew. Yeah. I've always been a corporate person, but the GMJ overshadowed that aspect. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So awesome. Nene.
10 years into Afrobeats. We'll make our mistakes, we'll grow, and we'll get better.
Amen.
All right. Grandmaster, 1 minute. I've given you more than the 2 minutes GMJ asked me to give you.
Oh, forget GMJ. I honestly love the debate that has been going on. What I want to say is let us change this name called Afrobeat. Afrobeat was Afrobeat.
Even the Nigerians who championed it, I hear recently, the video says his dream of Afrofusion rather than Afrobeat.
Well, whatever it is, Afrobeat, that's with an S, was the name of a show started by DJ Abrantier in England, not a genre of music. I rest my case.
Thank you very much. All right, so I have some few messages. I think, commercial. So let's go for that quick one. When we come back, we'll get a wrap up. I have less minutes to wrap up on the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Exhibition of the register. Attention, Ghana. The Electoral Commission will, from Tuesday 20th August to Tuesday 27th August 2024, display the voters' register across all polling stations throughout the country between the hours of 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. each day. This is your chance to verify your personal details, confirm your polling station, ensure no unqualified persons are on the register, and remove names of deceased individuals by providing death certificates, burial permits, and obituary notices as proof of death. Registered voters must appear in person with their ID card or registration slips. You can also check your details by dialing *711*51#. Objections to names on the register can be made on the grounds that the person is a minor, foreigner, not of a sound mind, impersonating another person, or not residing in the area where he or she registered. Applicants have the opportunity to object to the inclusion of their names on the exception or multiple registration lists. Remember, the exhibition of the voters register will start from Tuesday 20th August to Tuesday 27th August 2024. The register will be displayed at all polling stations across the country from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. Your vote is your future.
Ghana, prepare for an unforgettable evening of worship, praise, and spiritual upliftment with gospel music's biggest acts, Maverick City, Kirk Franklin. The Kingdom World Tour is coming to Accra on August 18, 2024. Venue is ICGC Christ Temple East, Teshi. Also performing live are Joe Metal, Team Eternity Ghana, Luigi McLean, and more. Grab your early bird tickets now at Airport Shell, Booker Restaurant, Burger Boys, Time Out Restaurant, Pentagon Block B, Bachuna Toto, YFM, Happy FM, Oman FM, Kesben FM, Asaase Radio, Metro TV. Visit KingdomWorldTour.com. This event is brought to you by Faith Collective in partnership with Culture Management Group Gospel.
To be a leader in one's field takes a lot of sacrifice, discipline, hard work, and smart thinking. It is a world of legacies that would be kings and queens. They have journeyed through times and seasons, faced challenges and obstacles, and through it all, they have come out stronger and better. With them, they have carried the African spirit and brought to life the African dream of greatness. For discoveries and great strides they have made. In a world where the African may not naturally be the first option, what has aided them in breaking boundaries and stereotypes?
4 exciting moments of enlightenment with great African leaders. Join us on Sunday night. This and every Sunday at 7 p.m. on Asaase Radio. Sunday night, the iconic encounter.
Beautiful minds.
Okay, so my time is up already. It's minutes shy of the hour 4. Coming up is Back to the Old School Jam with the man Grandmaster Ni Aitego. My name is Diego the Smooth. It's been great having out with you. God willing, tomorrow between 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. I'll be here for Soft and Gentle. And my co-host.
Oh, I thought you were